Let me ask you something simple. If you had to build a life from scratch by sunset, whom would you need by your side? A baker, a builder, a doctor? I'm Plato, and today we'll found a tiny city together, so you leave with one clear habit. Match your work to your nature. Yesterday we questioned why anyone should be just when no one is watching. Today we change scale. We'll ask one question. If people aren't self-sufficient, what arrangement lets us live well without stealing each other's time or peace? When I say arrangement, think division of labor, each person doing the one task they're naturally good at the right time. And when I say live well, I mean not luxury first, but bread, shelter, health, and basic order. If we can build that, we can judge the rest. Start small. Picture 4 of us. You bake, I build, a third tends fields, a fourth weaves. No one is self-sufficient, but together we cover food, shelter, clothing. Now notice the principle hiding here. Each of us sticks to one craft, the one we can do best, steadily, at the right times. That rhythm, one person, one task, is what I call specialization. It raises quality and lowers waste, because attention isn't scattered. And it respects nature. Some hands are quick, some steady. Some minds love numbers, others tools. Work it through. The farmer focuses on seasons, the baker on oven heat, the builder on sound joints, the weaver on strong thread. If the builder tries to farm at noon, bake at dusk, and weave at night, the house leaks, the bread burns, and the cloth tears. Specialization is not snobbery. It is mercy for the work. Pause and test yourself. In your week, where do you wear 3 hats in 1 hour? What suffers when you do? Name one thing you could stop doing today so the necessary becomes excellent. Good. Our tiny city now has bread, cloaks, and huts. But you and I know what question wakes up next, once people taste comfort. What about spices, soft couches, fine sauces, gold cups, the delightful extras that crowd out the simple meal? Here comes the turn. Add delicacies, perfumes, imported wood, and bright metals, and the city swells. More crafts appear, more ships arrive, more mouths depend on more hands. But land does not grow with our desires. Notice the pressure. Extra wants demand extra ground. When neighbors won't sell, we feel the urge to take. Desire quietly invites conflict. And conflict summons a new craft we have not named yet. War is not a hobby you pick up on weekends. If we pursue luxury, we must staff a defense. But if defense is a craft, it needs specialists too. A city that asks its baker to be a part-time spearman will get stale bread and shaky shields. So we introduce guardians, people whose work is to watch, deter, and, if needed, fight. Now the trap appears. How do we make souls strong enough to face danger, yet gentle enough not to devour their own neighbors? Think of a well-bred dog. It's swift against wolves, but harmless to its household. That balance, spirited courage tied to clear judgment, is exactly what our guardians need. Speed without sense is a menace. Gentleness without spirit is a doormat. So their training can't be just drills and diets. It must shape loves and hates before the spear is even lifted. This is where I use the word paideia. Education in the full sense, stories, songs, rhythms, and habits that tune the soul. Music here means not simply tunes, but the molds of imagination. What pictures of gods and heroes we share, what we praise, what we shun. Gymnastics means the training of body and appetite, sobriety, stamina, readiness. Together they braid mind, spirit, and body. But we must be careful about the stories we let into the nursery of the soul. If we feed the young lurid tales of a terrifying underworld, we plant panic. If we sing that gods deceive or rage or commit crimes, we teach that law is a costume. Don't be surprised when grown men excuse their vices by pointing to divine misbehavior. The songs you hum at 7 become the judgments you make at 30. So we'll sift. Not to flatter the city, but to form steady courage and honest reverence. What stays? Images of noble endurance, of gods who are good, of friendship honored. What goes? Passages that glamorize lawless pleasure, despair, or cowardice. You might worry, isn't this censorship? Aren't we blinding ourselves? No. The aim isn't to hide truth, but to prevent early distortion. Like shielding a sapling from a storm. Once roots are deep, reassure it can face more winds. The key insight we need now is how specialization and paideia fit together as one law. Here is the thread that ties our city. One person, one fitting task, one soul, one fitting order. Outside, specialization makes better bread and safer walls. Inside, paideia specializes the parts of the soul: reason to see, spirit to stand firm, appetite to obey measure. When the inner city is tuned, the outer city can trust its guardians. So the curriculum is simple in aim, strict in effect. In music, again, the shaping of imagination, we remove portraits of divine malice and excessive laments, not to make life bland, but to train expectation. The good does not will evil. Courage doesn't collapse at shadows. In gymnastics, we keep bodies ready and appetites sober. No drunkenness for those who must wake at alarms. No softness that makes pain the master. The result we seek isn't muscles alone, but a posture of soul, gentle to friends, formidable to threats. Bring this home. Your feeds, your shows, your jokes, they are your city's lullabies. If they celebrate cunning without wisdom or pleasure without measure, your spirit learns to bark at neighbors and sleep through danger. Choose different songs, and you will feel your inner guardian sit up. If I had to distill it, first, cities arise from need. Specialization honors that need by letting nature do one thing well. Second, comfort swells into craving. Craving breeds conflict. Conflict requires guardians. Third, guardians are made, not born. Paideia tunes what they love and what they fear, so their strength serves the whole. Your 24-hour experiment. Choose one stream you consume, news, a show, a playlist. Ask, what does this teach me to admire? What does it teach me to fear? If it builds panic, cruelty, or lawless appetite, replace it for one day with a tale or song of steady courage and honest friendship. Then notice, how do your judgments shift by nightfall? We've laid the ground. Order outside, harmony inside. Next, we'll name the virtues that keep both standing and map them within you. Thank you for building with me today.